We got here.
Ace.
You guys see that clip of Neon and Sam? He made her block a dude on IG, and she was throwing a fit because of it, and then she was and then she was trying to get Neon to block Myron afterwards as well. LMFAO, and said there's no reason that he should be friends with you. She mad. Well, man, like, guys, you got to understand, when you expose female nature, girls don't like that because you take their power from them.
Not only that, you're fucking with her bag. Like, I sat here, like, it was funny. If you actually, and I know you guys have a lot to do, but you could Neon was sitting right here. You could see his facial expressions changing. When you guys gave him something to think about, he was like, huh. And sometimes he would kind of laughingly joke about it with old girl, but you could tell that he was really kind of serious. And then when you guys put her feet to the fire, hey, delete your OnlyFans now. Well, it's not worth it for me. Well, that tells us all we need to know.
Genuinely, I can tell that she doesn't like him.
Of course.
But for the camera, she does.
Of course.
So ask her a question. If you're so invested in him, get off camera for 2-3 weeks.
Oh, no, she ain't gonna do that. That's the reason she's here. Yeah. She ain't gonna do that.
No, to me, she's all cap. So
if you're gonna hustle me, at least this is look, I'm not
be honest about it.
Right. Look, I'm not into paying for bots. You guys know how that goes. But a John and a lady of the night, that is probably the closest to a transactional relationship as there could be. The John knows what he's getting. The lady of the night knows what she's doing it for.
Yeah.
But when you get girls like, and there have never been as many young millionaires as there are right now.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember the average age of a millionaire is usually like in the 50s or something. There are young millionaires, especially in Miami. These girls are they're still going to go after the high NBA, NFL guys, but now they're targeting these Bitcoin guys, these streamers, and you can see them just getting hustled. Like the kid looks like he's 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, when I first started watching the episode, I don't mean to suck all the air out of the room, but I thought it was like an act. I was like, this can't be real. But the longer it went on, the more obvious it became. And
but the problem is that younger guys aren't learning game, and they're not learning about the red pill unless they're watching this show or other shows. And it's just like they need to. And if you make a lot of money young, and then you start dealing with some girl, and she's got bad intent, then you are going to be fucked.
Stupid.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
And that's why this stuff is so valuable, because dudes, there are so many dudes out there. We think, because we operate in these circles, we think everyone kind of knows this stuff. They really fucking don't. They really don't.
I'll tell you this: we had from his stream, I think there were like Mo. What was the numbers on that one? Like 50, 60K watching or whatever it was on Kick. What was it, Mo? 80. It was 80. 80K watching on Kick. And a bunch of them were saying like, Myron, these guys are assholes, blah, blah. So, I mean, a lot of guys are still plugged into the Matrix and like they are blue pill as hell, and they think, oh, no, it's completely appropriate for you to date a woman that's monetizing her sexuality on the internet. And I actually posted on Instagram earlier a reel, and I was saying, like, if a woman goes into a certain type of field where she's selling her sexuality, monetizing it, she no longer qualifies for a good man.
That's right.
She really doesn't.
Yeah. Not as a girlfriend. Not as a serious girlfriend.
Like a serious,
You know.
It's funny. So I got some intel after the show. She said she was celibate,
Spill the
right?
tea.
So someone exposed her saying that like she's not celibate because she's smashing this guy from an app that she met. And it's funny because that guy has no clout, but he's getting to smash.
There you go.
Right.
Clout,
So he's the
money and status. And she's playing him because he's a virgin, and she don't want to smash.
That right there.
I'm not opposed to it.
Look, that's hypergamy personified. Literally, alpha fucks, beta bucks.
I'll tell you something else about that as well, though. Guys will say, I had a comment even yesterday on my YouTube. Some guy saying, "Yeah, man, it's all about money." It's not all about. It's not all about money.
No,
I mean, money, of course, money is attractive as part of the overall package. But if you've got money, you're a dork. Then A, you're not going to get decent quality women, and B, if you do, you're going to get hustled. Yeah, and that's the fucking thing. A lot of guys don't realize that's another level of naivety, isn't it?
And now with social media, I would argue there's a third factor. There's clout.
Yes.
Like girls nowadays, like if you have, like if you're a streamer, you're
she was real quick. She's like, I met him when he had 20,000 IG followers. I was like, how do you know that?
That's another currency that girls use nowadays. Is if you're big on social media. You're able to girls are going to come and gravitate towards you, especially if you're like a streamer and these girls are predatory. They got like an OnlyFans or something like that. They're going to use it to their advantage to, bring their subscribers up.
Yeah. She lied. She said she didn't get much money.
Well, actually, Rouge V back in the day said, I think this was about seven or 8 years ago, and he said, in the future, game is not going to be enough. You're going to need fame as well.
Yeah,
obviously
he did.
And he's right, wasn't he?
He did say that.
Yeah.
And I really want everyone to everyone should read Rouge's book. I'm going to get him on the show, man, at some point. I know he switched up and he's more religious now.
Man, dude.
But
I've been working on him for years, too.
But what I will say is that his book Game, which is the last book he wrote before he
That was a
took the
great.
God pill. The opening chapter, I actually put it in my book because I thought it was so good, and he made a lot of predictions that are true. And that book was written like in 2018, 2019.
Yep.
Yeah.
He talked about how the sexual marketplace has changed significantly thanks to the advent of the smartphone and social media, and how, just like you said, fame is going to be something also that's very important to women. And I would say the more women that have social media, that get on Instagram, etc., the more fame is going to be important to them. Like that's a currency nowadays, like a big one.
Yeah.
Versus
It's
10
a
years ago,
currency
it didn't
because-
matter as much.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a currency because it's so easily monetizable. With regards to money, money, looks, and status will most certainly make a difference in terms of the opportunities you get.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money, looks, and status gets you more opportunities, but if you don't understand how to handle women, you go from
Well-
becoming a high value man to being a mark, like our guy Neon.
But like you said, like there is this kind of the dating marketplace, it seems to me, is becoming much more of a grey area now, where money is coming coming into play, in the sense that you've got a lot of girls on the arrangements apps, the sugar baby apps. There's also a lot of girls on Instagram, and they're getting, as we all know, they're getting flown out, going not just to Dubai, but going on trips and going around Europe and all this kind of stuff. And they're obviously getting like sponsors to do that. So money is playing a part,
Of course.
in that sense. And actually, the market in a way is becoming more transactional. But at the same time, like you said, if you don't know what you're doing, even if you've got the money, you're going to be completely fucked over.
Yeah, I would argue in today's day and age, you need red pill awareness now more than ever.
Would you say, because I've seen it argued even in mainstream, like soft prostitution is becoming more of a reality now, and I think I think there's truth in that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that women are able to, let's not even go into OnlyFans, because OnlyFans is obviously at the end of the spectrum. You could take an average girl that's literally, I've seen regular chicks that have 1,000 followers, whatever, and they got their Cash App in their bio.
Yep.
Or their Venmo. And girls are able to monetize just off of being on the internet, because what they've been able to do essentially is they're able to scale their sexuality to an unprecedented number of simps. And most guys, if not taught this information, default to simping.
Yeah.
They default
Yeah.
to chivalry. They default to the nice guy, right?
Yeah.
And what I tell guys is you need to understand that women are predatory, and they can extract resources from you if they will do so. Like, they're not
Yeah.
going to sit there and say, "Oh, don't give me money. Oh, don't give me attention." They're not going to tell you to stop being a simp because it benefits them.
Yeah. Well, I was dealing with this girl in Mexico last week, and she was telling me she's got a Twitter account. I don't think it's particularly big, but she puts up like some sexy pictures. Nothing pornographic, but just some hot pictures. She does a bit of the cosplay and all that stuff. And she said, "Yeah, guys just send me money." And she's like,
Oh my
and
God.
she was kind of giggling about it. She wasn't even being super gold diggery about it. She was just like, "Yeah, it's weird, but I'm not going to say no."
Yeah, that's
So
normal nowadays.
You got
some
girls
dude-
not even wondering why they're getting cash apps
Yeah,
now.
well,
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I liken it to the fact of fishing, right? So us as RP guys, we help guys catch the fish.
Right.
Obviously, you go on your boat to the water, and it takes time to learn how to catch fish. Once you catch fish, you're good at it over a period of time.
Yep.
But nowadays, what happens is most guys, they come into it, so you know what? I can just buy the fish and get it right away with no work.
Yeah, right.
So that happens all the time, even in the real world. We go outside nowadays, girls say, "Oh, pay me for sex," which is, to me is disgusting, but
Yeah,
people
it's
do all the
crazy.
time. So we just say, put in the work, go out fishing yourself, learn how to fish. Once that's done, why pay for something that's free?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Why pay for
Exactly.
it? It's free.
But I will say that there's a demographic of female that won't deal with you unless you pay. Like, there's just some girls that they'd be around celebs and they're like, blah blah.
those
You
girls
just don't
are
fuck
ruined,
with those
man.
girls. Yeah,
That
you
is
just don't
true,
fuck with
but
them.
pay in what way? Pay for box or pay for the experience? Because
Well, I think there are some
think
girls. I think there's a
two different
glass.
parts.
I think there's a glass ceiling with some women where if you're not living a certain type of lifestyle,
Yeah, yeah.
that
They're not
used
gonna
to,
fuck with you.
they're not
Yeah.
gonna fuck with you, and they might even be attracted to you, but they're just gonna be like, "No, I'm not taking this further," because they expect, and it's not even they're not asking for money as such, but they want a certain level of experience.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and that's fine. Like, that's why I tell guys, like, make the money so you can like show that you can like potentially do it, but you don't actually do it.
it's almost
Right,
like
yeah,
like
right,
you
yeah.
dangle the carrot.
You
Almost.
got, you got to dangle the carrot for these
Yeah.
hoes.
It's funny, you get women on here all the time who want to chastise guys like you. Well, the reason why you want a young experienced girl, is so that you can take advantage of her. Dude, 95% of what women say, what comes out of their mouth when they're talking about relationships, it's all projection.
Yeah.
The reason why a woman says you want a young and inexperienced girl so that you can take advantage of her is because they know that's what they would do. Case in point, Sam, and Neon.
Yeah.
Nobody's all up in arms for this woman basically grooming this kid who doesn't know any better, right?
Yeah.
Women are protected from male nature all the time, but men are never protected from female
There's
nature.
this perception that women are these. There's still in the culture. There's this perception that women are these innocent, naive.
I can't believe that. It's ridiculous.
I think women. We all know women are more socially savvy than dudes, and even a
course.
girl who's
Way more.
19, 20, 21, they tend to be much more, and not just sexually. They are sexually, but also just in the hustle. You know,
Yeah.
they're very Machiavellian,
Yeah.
right? A lot of them, they really fucking get it, and they know how to play guys. And you know, again, not saying they're all bad people, but guys have got to be on their game. They've got to know what the fuck they're doing.
I mean, and I keep telling guys this, and they don't get it because they tell me you're an asshole. Why do you employ these strategies? Blah blah blah. Why do you tell guys
it's
this
necessary.
stuff? And the reason why is because imagine you're getting hit on and offered situations from the time you hit puberty.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the time a girl's 21 years old, she's pretty much mastered how to deal with the opposite gender.
Yeah.
Most guys at 21 might have dated or talked to maybe 5 or 10 girls in their lifetime.
that.
Yeah.
If that.
If that,
You know what I mean?
dude.
Yeah.
So women are just equipped, just from the experiences, their biological hardwiring, etc., to be way more aware and better at dealing with the opposite gender
Yeah.
than men are. Men actually have to go out there, get reps, put themselves in compromising situations to get the experience. And let's be honest here, most guys, especially in the social media age, aren't willing to go out there and
Nope.
approach girls
Yeah.
and say, hey, I'd like to take you out sometime or blah, blah, blah. Like, most guys can barely formulate a sentence when they talk to a girl, let alone actually approach and be attractive while doing so.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then-
because they've had more practice. That's what you're saying. They've had more
Yeah.
practice because they've been put into more social situations because
wait
of
a
being
minute.
approached.
More practice, you're right, but it doesn't take skill to get hit on, right? Like these
yeah,
girls,
of course,
like these,
yeah.
like there's no skill in getting fucked. There's no skill in finessing. Like there's so many people that think that women are these otherworldly beings, and they use this brilliant mix of guile and charm to bedazzle. No. Men want to fuck you. You take advantage of that. That's why men. There's so many women. Yeah, I hustle and I get paid. Bitch, you get paid for existing. There is no skill in just existing. Now, here's the thing. I'm not mad at it, right? Listen, if these girls are going to see marks, if they're going to take advantage of those guys, that's fine. But we always say this here, guys. The world cannot stand it when a man has a decided advantage on the sexual marketplace, and that's the knowledge. There are so many podcasts telling girls about what to look out for. Stay away from this red flag. Stay away from that red flag. Yet, when guys like you, me, and you guys say, hey, these are the kinds of girls you need to stay away from, we're called misogynistic, insecure, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
We're
because
gonna
there are
we're
YouTube
gonna
channels.
see later on Trevor Bauer and what happened
Oh
to him
my
with that
God.
chick.
Yeah.
That was another level.
That was
The other reason
crazy.
too why information like this is shadow banned or canceled or whatever it may be is that the economy suffers when guys are aware of what the
Yeah.
fuck's going on, right? If a guy understands his value and understands his worth, he's not going to sit there and buy a girl a diamond ring that
No.
doesn't deserve it.
No.
He's not going to go and take a girl that doesn't deserve nice dates on nice dates. He's not going to take her to dinner and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, if more guys thought like we did, the economy would probably shut down because
Oh my
women
God,
wouldn't be able
dude.
to exploit men financially for the resources. I
Yeah.
see girls, dude. It's gotten to a point now where women are so brazen with their activities where they'll literally post on their Instagram
Yep.
like cash apps that they're getting, trips that they're taking, etc. They're literally putting in your face. Look at all these simps that support me simply because I am a woman, right?
Yeah.
And they don't care anymore. They're not even hiding it. You got girls on TikTok self snitching all the time about female nature. But the reason why is because so many guys are plugged in, sleepwalking through life.
Yep.
They don't understand female nature. They're watching us on Kick on Neon Stream saying, "Oh, Myron," when it's like, "No, you idiot. It's LU guys," because these women are literally taking you out to the cleaners and you don't know the better.
Yeah.
It's not until 10, 20, 15 years down the road they get married to this bimbo, lose all their money, figure out, wow, I probably made a mistake here. I wiped up a fucking slut.